Today, my friends, I will teach you how to play Retribution Paladin. I know everyone and their grandma and their dog currently play Retribution Paladins because they are, without a doubt, inexcusably the easiest and the most pumping melee DPS to play in 10.1. Maybe this will change later because Blizzard always tinkers with classes and balances them out. I expected a massive nerf to Retribution Paladins because they absolutely slam right now these days. It is just something absurd that in the unskilled hands, such as my own, of a casual player, I am doing like something obscene, something ridiculous by my standards in my gear, which is not as rubbish as some of my other characters are dressed in. Currently, like for example, we spoke about my Survival Hunter, which is my second favorite melee DPS on fun scale, but my Survival Hunter was, you know, pumping a little bit in completely crap gear with like a green melee sort of two-hander that he's using, which was eye level 379, inexcusably low, yeah? But this guy, of course, has slightly better gear, which is somewhat justifying why in such unskilled hands I have a reasonably high DPS, as you can see right now on damage meter. But at the same time, you know how I play. I play in a simplified build, in case this is the first video somehow that you're watching of mine. Welcome to the club. Please give the video a like, subscribe for more simplified, casual-friendly, beginner-friendly videos, and let's get started. So, how to play Retribution Paladin? Well, my friends, there are two different builds for Retribution that you can play. Currently, I'm playing, believe it or not, you will be like, Gyro, I can't believe that you just said that. I'm playing a harder one. A harder one. Yeah, and what makes it harder? Well, what makes it harder is the fact that I didn't go for a passive Crusader Strike. So, my classic Retribution Paladins will say, good on you, Gyro, for playing a proper Retribution Paladin with Templar strikes chosen. While I have another build, and I will post both of them in description to this video, I have another one where the other one is a bit more boring, slightly lower on DPS, and the main difference with this build, from this build, is that it goes for Crusading Strikes, which is replacing the Crusader Strike active, replaces Templar Strike in this particular case, and it is just one button less. Basically, it's one button less. And there are also minor other tweaks which are absolutely stripping that build to bare bones. But currently, something you see on the screen, something that I'm commenting on, and frankly what I enjoy more, a lot more, is the one that does use Templar Strikes. Templar Strikes is actually a lot of fun. It is a combo. Basically, you hit it once and it changes into another. One is more single target focused, another one is basically slashes everyone in front of you, and that's about it. What also hits very hard here is obviously Wake of Ashes on a very low cooldown. Go figure, like they gave Retribution Paladins everything, my friends. So, how do you play? Well, my friends, you do Final Reckoning on a 1 minute cooldown. It's an awesome, looks good, feels good, oomphy, does a lot of damage. You do that thing, you throw that on the groups of enemies. I am not even enemy maxer in case it didn't come across yet, and I do not even particularly try to optimize when I use it. Basically, when it's off cooldown and when there is more than one target, I use Final Reckoning because why not? Yeah, I use Wake of Ashes on cooldown. That is my second priority. So first is Final Reckoning, then there is Wake of Ashes. I also have in this build optional, I would say, this build can be optimized further, optional Divine Toll. Divine Toll, obviously, you would use only on multiple, on groups of enemies. You will use when you want to have extra judgment cast on 5 targets, yeah? So you would use it on AoE, but for single target, I would not prioritize this. You would always try to have judgment on the target before you are hitting with anything else that's hard hitting, basically. Because judgment makes your any other holy damage ability do the holy powered ability, do 20% more damage. So your judgment, if you can remember, mind you, because you can see that I'm mashing buttons sometimes and I'm having great amount of fun, and you know, there is zero issues with pumping out really nicely without perfectly preserving this priority system. But this priority system is as simplistic as they come. Try to judge before you hit with Holy Power spending ability. That's it. That's it. How much better does it get? You would do Final Verdict whenever you have 4 Holy Power. It is a massive, very, very strong very, very strong hit, and it also resets your Hammer of Wrath, which is your execute, but it also resets it and makes it usable, yeah? As a filler, I'm using Blade of Justice, because Blade of Justice is, I'm preferring and I'm using it on groups, obviously, because currently how I'm spec'd, whenever you do Blade of Justice, it also leaves passive consecration on that area, which does a lot of AoE damage, and also it's spec'd in such a way that it hits several targets around it, which is nice. It is also has 20 yards range, so that's ranged versus our Templar Strike, which obviously has a melee range, which is only 8 yards. So this is a preference for a filler on range. This is a preference for pretty much all the time when you're in close range. That's about it. That's about it. That's as simple as this build is. That's as simple as the priorities are. Am I face rolling a little bit through this? Yes! And I'm making no excuses for it because it's the best. Numbers are showing this to you. The fun that I'm having with this build that I'm hopefully conveying to you here without even trying very hard, because it's not very hard to feel really excited about playing a Retribution Paladin these days in 10.1, and because it is one of my currently preferred alts to play, because I have a very limited amount of time to play between Diablo and everything else. But I love Retribution Paladins. I love how they play right now. I love how inexcusably easy and pumping they are. This is why, if you still needed a why, this is why you probably should give Retribution Paladins a try. I will tell you final thing, I have not given Retribution Paladins a try for a very, 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 very long time. Because I am a tank mainly, and when I go into the Paladin, I always by default automatically spec into protection. That's what I do. I feel very comfortable with protection. It is like putting nice home warm slippers on, yeah? But this time around I am exclusively keeping this alt as my Retribution guy, and I am enjoying it. And I hope that this simplified build from me and this simplified and pretentious guide is going to help you out. If it did, please do not leave without leaving a little like. That takes you a second. It takes a little bit longer than a second to put these videos together for you, even though I'm enjoying it. And leave a comment if you are a Retribution Paladin and you have some good advice. Just keep in mind that we are not experts. We are not pushing Mythic plus 20 plus. You know, we are just here to have fun in this season and trying to play what feels right, what feels good, what gives the most amount of pleasure, and doesn't make us feel like we suck on DPS. Because why be a DPS that sucks? Like, that is definitely not something that anyone would want to be. Thank you very much for watching. Love my audience. Thank you very much for all your support that you've shown me over the years and months of this channel's existence. We're still growing. We're still inviting people into our casual-friendly, beginner-friendly club. If you're not part of the club yet, please just hit a subscribe button. Say hello in the comments below. I say hello back to anyone who is not a troll. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.
Big ad.